green tea. So, okay. Thank you guys all for hopping on tonight and joining our Unstoppable Misfit Team Zoom. Tonight we have a very special guest, Josh Coates, which I will introduce in a second when he hops on. But first off, I wanted to talk to you guys about a few things first. So first off, I wanted to give shout outs to those of you who have updated the Success Club board, meaning that you have helped at least one person this month change their lives. So big shout out to Katie Lewis, Amanda Coronado, Corinne Earl, Angie Walker, Cindy Atkinson, Mallory Bach, Sandra Rumsey, Jessica Jameson, Tanis Glasscock, Jillian Mertz, and Savannah Mort. So good job. And if you guys have made Success Club or, oh my gosh. Sorry, he's messaging me. I apparently am a horrible person and did not send him the Zoom code. Don't judge. Wait, see, nobody's perfect, right, ladies? Okay, so if you guys have any Success Club points, make sure that you update the documents in the file section frequently. Oh, Lori, yay! Lori has 1.2. Okay, so good job. And then another thing is make sure that you guys get on a team cup. This is going to be fun. I don't know if you guys all watched my Facebook Live video earlier. It's just for fun. I know a lot of you are not competitive like me. I don't have a competitive bone in my body, but I like to link arms with other people, other friends, and I like to do it together. So if you are a golden retriever or you're a peacock and you like the fun part of things, or if you're anything but a rhino and don't like the competitiveness, just go at it at that point of view. But if you are a rhino and like to win even the cheesiest of prizes or whatever, do it. It's a lot of fun. We're all family. We all love each other. So there's no wrong person that you can sign up with or team up with. They don't have to be on your team. They don't have to be a coach of yours. Grab anybody that you want to hang out with on a daily, weekly basis and sign up. Registration actually opened yesterday. Now, the man of the hour. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so honestly, this guy is like my favorite man on earth, besides my child. Maybe just a little bit. He's put up with a lot from me, and I'm very thankful of him. So Josh Coates is from the John Maxwell team, but he's also the owner, CEO, bomb.com guy from Legacy Leadership. He is a coach, a mentor, a speaker. He is like my go-to guru, if you will, for everything. I thought I was going to be working with him for my business, but this guy is legit like my life coach. Like I go to him more than I go to a lot of people. So with that said, I'm so honored. Oh, actually, I'm going to mute real quick. And then I'm going to unmute Josh. I'm very honored to have Josh speak. I know a lot of you guys have been graced by his presence before, but a lot of you are also new to Josh. So I'm very excited for all of you to be a part of this call. Josh is going to be talking about something that we've been all working on as a team together, but he went to the John Maxwell leadership event. Yes?
Oh, man.
Oh, you know what?
No, it's okay. I forgot you had unmuted me. I thought I was muted, so I was trying to give you like hand signals.
Oh.
It's the John Maxwell team live training. Basically our summit.
Oh, right.
There you go.
But so anytime that me and Josh, so for any of you guys that have watched his video, his Personality Plus, me and Josh are both peacocks, right? So anytime that me and him get on the video, like there's so much energy, like we're just jabber jaws like back and forth, and it's like a shot of E&E or Energize, like I don't know, we just go crazy. So anyways, when he was telling me about this, I was like, you have to speak on my team. And this was a while ago because he's a busy man. So finally we have him on here and I'm very excited. So with that said, I will let you take it away, Josh.
Thank you, Vicki. I appreciate it. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Is my mic all right?
Yep.
Beautiful. Thank you guys so much for hopping on tonight, man. I get to hang out with my Misfits tonight. I've been missing you guys. A lot of you have been in my groups, which I absolutely love to see, but there's just something really, really, really cool and special about this team that I love. I love the vibe. Sorry, I'm going to turn my fan off. I have a little tiny fan down there because my office in my house gets really weirdly hot. It's kind of weird. But no, Vicki's right. We are total peacocks, which is why we get along so well. In fact, I texted her at like 6:29 your guys' time and was like, hey, I'm going to be like a minute late because I'm fixing some green tea for myself. Like who runs late for their own speaking engagements other than a peacock? I like have this new little thing that I've been doing where I make my own green tea and then I mix it with some coconut milk and then I put a little stevia in it. And it's like just enough to like fix my late night sweet tooth. Cause I don't know about you guys, but I'm like a late night sweet tooth kind of guy. But I'm going to be on stage with Sagi in like 1 week. So I got to like chill out on the ice cream. So if you need help with your sweet tooth, this is not as good as ice cream, I promise. And if you put it in a Shaco cup, I don't know, maybe that makes you feel cool or whatever. But anyways, I'm pumped to hang out with you guys tonight because this is a subject that I feel like has literally changed my life. I feel like it's a lot of stuff that I knew. A lot of you probably already know, but there's the way that I'm going to map it out tonight, I feel like is going to help you to understand yourself better than you've ever understood before. It's going to help you understand why you are the way you are. I don't know about you guys, but like growing up my entire life, I've always been like the why kid. Why? Like, why we got to do that? Like, that's why. And most of my life, people thought I was, like, really disrespectful. But I just want to know why things are the way they are, because if I understand why, there's just something in my brain that kind of clicks and helps me to kind of, like, cope and do whatever it is that I'm supposed to do if there's actually, like, a meaning or a purpose behind it, right? And so I feel like understanding why your belief system works the way it does totally sets you free and helps you realize there's not really anything wrong with you like you think. How many of you ever felt like there's just something wrong with me? Because I see that Vicki girl and it's like she has like all of the belief in the world. I don't know what's wrong with me, but for some reason I can't seem to believe the way she does. I can't believe in myself or believe in my business or whatever it is. Like she's got that light about her. I always say that about people that have had, we have the outward transformations in the Beachbody company, but there's the most valuable thing is not the outward, it's the inward transformation that you go through along the way, which is why I love working with Beachbody coaches, because you cannot go through eating clean, drinking superfoods, and working out every day for 90 days and not have some type of inward transformation, right? But there's something that I say when the light comes on. There's almost like this moment you can see in people when the light comes on and it's like you can see it in their eyeballs. I swear. Like I can look at people's selfies and I can tell you if the light has come on. And if the light has not come on yet, I can almost promise you your business is suffering. Because if you don't believe in yourself, why would someone else? In fact, John Maxwell says it this way, if you do not value yourself, the world will not raise the price. Boom, that just hits hard. If you don't value I want you to imagine this. You go into Super Target like I do like every freaking day, and you go up and they have maybe a shirt that you really like. If you're me, like you buy a new shirt like every single day. And it's on sale. It's 50% off, so you get it for like, say, $12. And you take it up to the front and you say, I noticed this shirt has been marked down to $12 and I've really got a problem with that because I really know it's worth $24. So I'd like to go ahead and pay you the $24 that this shirt is worth. Has anybody ever done that? Absolutely not, right? Especially if you got a bunch of kids like me. And if you've been in a place where I've been where you're checking the bank account just to walk into Target. That's what we did for pretty much my whole life up until about 5 months ago. So you don't pay more than what people ask. And here's the thing. I need you to understand tonight, and I'm going to tell you, I promise I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but I'll rewind here in a second. You need to understand that the amount of belief you have in yourself will automatically attract whether or not other people will believe in you, therefore buy from you. And I know that maybe that doesn't technically make sense. If the product's good, they should just pay for it, right? No. Because you are never, ever, ever selling a product. You are always selling yourself. We say on the John Maxwell team, people do business with people they know, like, and trust. If you have those three ingredients working for you, you almost always, unless the person is just absolutely broke, you almost always have a sale. If they know you, like you, trust you. Let me ask you this. How can they know you if you don't even know you? How can they like you if you don't even like you? And how can they trust you if you don't even trust you? If you don't know, like, and trust yourself, you will really, really, really struggle with sales. And you can call this business anything you want. At the end of the day, it's sales. Now, it's a good sale because we're actually helping people, okay? We're not scamming people. We're not just stealing their money. It's a good sell, but it's still a sell. At the end of the day, you don't get paid unless you close the deal, right? So if you don't know, like, and trust yourself, you're going to really struggle to close the deal. I always tell people I'm my favorite person in the world. I tell my wife all the time. I always say, I'm the funniest person I know. And I mean that because to me, I really am the funniest person in the world. Now, to everyone else on the planet, I am the most ridiculous idiot that ever lived. And everything comes, like, literally, I'm that dad that you remember as a kid who made all the stupid jokes that no one laughed at but himself. That's me. I'm totally that dad. And I don't care. We'll be walking through the grocery store, and what I love is that my kids aren't old enough to really know what, like, that's what she said, or your mom. Like, they don't get that yet. So I will literally, like, use those little one-liners about my wife. They'll be like, oh, man, this, like, I don't know. They'll say something, and I'll be like, your mom, because it really, like, it's there, and they'll be like, huh? I don't even get it, Dad. I'm like, well, your mom, your mom. And I'm just, like, such an idiot, but I don't care because I love me, and I love being me. Now, not everyone can say that about themselves, but you need to be able to say that about yourself. And this is not condemnation for people who don't know, like, and trust themselves. I'm about to teach you how to know, like, and trust. How many of you say, Josh, I would love to know, like, and trust myself and take my business to a whole nother level? Come on, raise your hand. Everyone wants to know themselves, like themselves, and trust themselves. Even if you don't, you wouldn't be here tonight unless you wanted to grow and improve as a person, right? And grow your business. So let's talk about belief. There's a magical equation that I believe is the solution to every single problem we have in life. Every single problem that we can personally control. I understand that there are some things that we can't control. There are some things that have happened that other people did to us we have no power over, but we do have the power to react in a positive way. Does that make sense? Okay, so these three words, I want you to write them down. Write them in all caps. Be, do, have. Be, do, have. I'm going to be sipping on my green tea over here. No one deserves the uncaffeinated version of Josh, okay? And I have some ice now.
Is that possible? Is there an
uncafeinated version? There is an uncaffeinated version. Only my kids get to see it. Poor kids. So here's the thing. Everything that you want to have in life stems from what you do. One of my favorite quotes of all time, it literally changed my life, is that there is no such thing as fate. There is only cause and effect. That's powerful because I grew up my whole life. I don't know how many of you have heard my story, but I grew up very, very religious home. I'm still a religious person. I don't really like the word religious, to be honest. I like to say spiritual, whatever. But I still have very strong religious beliefs. But too many times we use something like religion to think that a higher power is going to somehow magically show up and fix all of our problems. And that's why people love to say things like, good things come to those who wait. BS. Good things do not come to those who wait. How many of you got overweight, depressed, unhealthy, unhappy because you sat around waiting? Did anybody make more money, get healthier, happier, or more confident by sitting and waiting? Anybody? Absolutely not. Everything you want in life, you get by doing something, not by sitting and wishing on lucky stars and praying to God. And I do pray to God, okay? But he doesn't solve my problems. He's not a freaking magic genie, guys. That's not the way it works. That's not the way, if you believe in the universe, that's not the way the universe works either. The law of sowing and reaping is 100% a universal law, regardless of what religion or anti-religion or whatever you're a part of. Sowing and reaping is the way life works. So you have to decide, first of all, that if there's something that you really want to have in life, that you will do the things necessary to get it. And we love, love, love to call people out on their health and fitness journey for not doing what it takes. And we even love to post little quotes like this. Next time you say you don't have time, try instead saying it's not a priority. Anybody ever seen that post? I've seen it on Instagram like 5 million times. We love, love, love to call people out for their excuses on their health and fitness journey. But how many of us make that same excuse with our business? I just don't have time. How about this one? This one's my favorite. This is my favorite. I'm just not feeling motivated. What do you mean you're not feeling motivated? What the heck is motivated mean? Did you feel motivated to go to your day job? Probably not, but you showed up anyways because you knew it was the right thing to do because you wanted to get paid on Friday, right? Did you feel like waking up at 6 a.m. to feed your baby this morning? I sure didn't, but I did because that's what I needed to do. As adults, it's not our job to do what we're motivated to do. It's our job to do what we know is the right thing to get the results that we really want. Your business is no different, and that is the number one thing that entrepreneurs screw up. You start your own business, you become your own boss, you have life by design, and you think that that gives you the freedom to do whatever the heck you want. No, it gives you the freedom to do the thing that you love doing, but you still have to have some type of actual commitment and dedication to that thing if you want it to pay off. Being your own boss doesn't mean, oh, I don't feel good, so I'm just going to watch Netflix tonight instead of working my business. Being your own boss means you have the freedom to work for yourself, meaning you get 100% of the benefits instead of working for someone else who's out there playing golf right now while we're working our butts off. That's what being your own boss is about. It's about reaping the benefits, okay? So number one, if you want to have something, you have to do something. But here's the thing that I've found is that so many times we're trying to only fix what people do, and we forget there's a whole nother part of this equation. One of the main reasons people aren't doing is not necessarily because they're lazy or unmotivated, not necessarily because they don't have time, although those are the surface area things that they say. Once you dig in and really start asking more questions, what you really find is one of two things. One, you never believed in yourself enough to even try to do the things that you know you need to do. Now, I'm not going to ask you to raise your hands because I've done this enough to know. I've done it on so many team calls I can't even count anymore. It's the same results every time, so I'll save you guys the embarrassment. Every team call I've ever asked, how many people actually send out invites on a daily basis? I can't tell you how many times I've asked that and asked people to be honest, and no more than 3 hands go up. No more than 3 hands. And this has happened not just in the Misfits, I'm talking all over the freaking company. 90, maybe 95% of people are skipping out on the one vital behavior that actually pays you. And then you're upset when you don't hit Success Club and you don't rank advance, and you're upset that that your inbox is empty. If you are not sending out invites, I'm telling you right now, people don't magically show up on your posts and go, wow, that's such a clever post. Can I just pay you $150 right now? Oh, just take my money. Just take all. Your post was so clever. I can tell you really spent like a good hour or two in Rona Design perfecting that image. So you can just have all my money right now. Guys, posts do not sell. Posts are your free advertising so that when you invite, they know who the heck you are and what the heck you're about. And they already feel like they've built up some type of relationship. Remember, know, like, trust. Your posts are the way people get to know you and like you and trust you so that when you send out that invite, man, they're already ready to go. Oh, man, I've actually been following you for the last like 3 months, and I've been meaning to reach out to you, and I just, for some reason, I was afraid. I'm so glad you messaged me. That's what happens as a result of posting. So number one, you either don't believe in yourself enough to even do the thing you're supposed to do, or number two, and this is the main thing I want to talk about tonight. You get on a team call like this, you go to Summit, go to Super Saturday, get on the national wake-up call, and you catch what I would call motivation, which is really an external source that has got you excited. Okay? And I teach in my clarity and focus group that there really is no such thing as motivation. Motivation is a big freaking gimmick to make you think that there are people that like literally wake up all happy and fun and that like we just drink a little green tea and then go work our business for 14 hours with a smile on our face. That's not how it happens. Okay? You get excited from some type of an event and you say, okay, that's it. This time I'm doing it. This time I'm going to make it happen. And you go, and for the first 2 or 3 days, maybe even 2 or 3 weeks, you are all in. I'm going to make this happen. You're committed to your goals. You're reading your personal development, and you are like all in. And then you hit this brick wall. And if it's anything like my brick walls, usually your personal life falls apart. And I don't necessarily mean relationships, although sometimes that happens too. Usually like a car breaks down, you get injured. I swear, freaking injuries. I gotta like hide my goals from the universe so I don't get injured. I swear, if I start up a new workout program, I literally just like a couple months ago crashed on my longboard. I was going down a street that doesn't even have houses on it, okay? They just built the street. They were going to start building houses, but they hadn't done it yet. Some idiot decided to come drive out to the street to look at his lot. There's not a house on it. There's not even concrete. It's just dirt. And some car decides to come out there, and I'm going downhill so fast, there's not really a way for me to, like, you don't stop longboard. There's not like a brake. So I literally just had to go off the side of the road and just bail and just like literally, I don't know how fast I was going, maybe 30, 40 miles an hour, something like that. And just literally just flew off the thing and landed on my ribs. And I was like, oh yeah, I started Body Beast last week, a fresh round. So of course I have to bruise my ribs so I can't work out for 2 weeks. I don't know what happens to you, but you hit some type of brick wall and emotionally, somehow, yes, upper limit, emotionally you fall apart and you break down, and all of the fears that had been in your head for the last months, years, however long, their voices get louder than you've ever heard them before in your life. And you either, one, just say, I just can't handle this anymore, it's not worth it. Or two, you come up with an excuse. I'm overwhelmed. Oh, you know what? I had this stuff going on anyways that I probably needed to take care of. Or here's the thing. If you're pushing for a goal, there is always, 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 always a voice of fear and a voice of guilt. If you're a parent like me, something in the back of your head, well, you're just not even being a good parent. Look at you spending all that time on your phone. Look at you getting on team calls when you should be spending time with your kids. All these stupid voices in the back of your head. And when you hit this brick wall, it's like all of those voices, you feel like they've been proved true. Or if you're like me, here again, I'm telling you, I'm a weirdo, okay? I knew it wasn't God's will. I just knew it. And you blame it on a higher power. Like the higher power made your whole personal life fall apart to give you a warning that you were doing the wrong thing. Now, if you just stop and think logically, that's probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire freaking life. Especially if you come from the religion that I come from, where every single person in the entire Bible that was told to do something by God usually endured some type of long time of hardships before they ever saw the promise fulfilled. Again, I don't know what religion you're from. This isn't about religion, but my whole point is true religion usually teaches you that there's some type of storm in life that you have to walk through. And yet we use religion as an excuse almost every day to avoid storms. Somehow we think there's like this magical unicorn that makes life easy and that there's no more pain and that there's no more trouble. I don't know what planet you're living on. I mean, that's not Earth, okay? That's not Earth. When you hit this brick wall, guys, I'm telling you, this is the moment you are the most fragile. This is the moment you are the most emotional. This is the moment you just want to break down and probably do cry on a daily basis until one of two things happen. You either push through or you give up. But let me explain to you kind of how this process actually works. I have a really bad drawing that I want to show you, okay? I have it on this little, I thought this chalkboard thing was going to be like really rad because you can like hang it. And I thought I was going to like hang it like on my wall over here. And for some reason, I just never left it up, mostly because I'm a peacock and I never follow through on anything that I start. But I have this picture that I want to show you. Let me see if I can get some decent lighting here. Sometimes it helps people to see things. Okay. Dude, my diva light is totally killing it. There we go. Okay.
How to look good for us and everything, huh?
So I want you to take a look at this, okay? This is kind of a picture of how your belief system actually works, okay? On top, we have your conscious mind, and I'll explain all of this in a second, okay? Just stick with me for a second. Below is your subconscious mind, and down here is your body, okay? Conscious mind, subconscious mind, body, which, by the way, body equals behavior, okay? Your body is the thing that actually does something, right? Like, I don't know about you, but I don't have any Jedi mind power to actually move stuff with my mind. I actually have to use my body to go do the things, right? So here's how it works. Your conscious mind is made up of your five senses and what you're currently experiencing. Right now, some of you are seeing a really bad drawing. You're hearing a really loud, obnoxious dude. You are maybe tasting some green tea, or maybe you got some, I don't know, maybe you got some like Shaco on the side, whatever you got. Your five senses are constantly collecting data nonstop, okay? But here's the thing with that data. It's going in one ear, out the other. Just like when your spouse talks. I'm just kidding. In one ear, out the other. It's just constantly just running through. There's not a whole lot of meaning to it. There's not a whole, I mean, it's literally, if you ask me 5 minutes from now what I was doing 5 minutes ago, I probably have no idea, right? It's just bouncing in and out, okay? Your subconscious mind, now this is where your actual belief system is stored. Everything you believe about yourself, about the world around you, which, by the way, usually has a lot to do with what you believe about yourself. All of this information is stored in here. Like, this is like the hard drive of a computer. Everything is just stored in there. And what you do with your life, in other words, your body behavior, okay? Body behavior, pointing to nothing, is controlled by this subconscious mind. And here's the thing that's really tough about this, is you don't even know it. Because your subconscious mind, you're not consciously aware of what's even in there. And this is why the life coaching that I do with Vicki is so powerful, because by asking questions, I'm forcing her to go digging into her subconscious mind to find out what's there, which helps you understand what you really believe, which helps you understand why you've been doing what you've been doing and what needs to be changed. Most people never take the time to even think about those things. We're literally living life in our conscious mind, just whatever's happening through here. Meanwhile, all of these things that are being stored up down here are constantly making decisions for us without us even realizing it. Another one of my favorite quotes, I'm just full of favorite quotes tonight. Until we make the subconscious conscious, it will rule your life and you will call it fate. Did you catch that? Until you make the subconscious, in other words, until you take the time to figure out what you really believe on the inside and really figure out what that is and become consciously aware of that, your subconscious mind, the way you react to life based on your beliefs, will literally rule your life and you will call it fate. Oh, I guess it's just fate because this never works out. Anybody ever said anything like that? I guess relationships are just always blowing up on me because it's just not fate for me to end up with that person. And that may be the case. Maybe you're really not supposed to be with that person, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's why the relationship blew up. I mean, it probably could have ended a little bit more peacefully, right? Could have ended with a, hey, it's me, not you kind of a deal instead of a, I hate your freaking guts and I'm going to kill you kind of a deal, right? But so here's the thing. Here's what I need you to understand. This subconscious mind is the most powerful force you have. And in fact, a lot of people would actually say that your subconscious mind is actually what most of us would call our heart. When you say, I believe something with all my heart, you're really more, I mean, it's obviously not the organ, the heart that like pumps out blood. I think we all know that. It's really more this thing we call a subconscious mind. Have any of you ever been driving down the street and out of nowhere you go, holy crap, how did I get here? Like I remember leaving my house, but I honestly don't remember the last 3 miles that I've been driving. It happens to me all the time, I swear. Why is that? Because your subconscious mind has driven that route enough times, it can literally take over and allow your conscious mind to doze off and think about something else. Think about how pissed you are at your boss or like, how annoying your kids are being in the back seat. I feel like I'm throwing out a lot of negative things. I'm just trying to be funny, I promise. I'm not actually this negative. But your subconscious mind is literally, it's like programmed. And it will actually cause behaviors to come through even without you having to think about it or realize it. How many of you have ever been in a conversation with someone and something they said for some reason just hit something in you and you just like snapped at them? And you later realized they hadn't said anything mean or vicious at all. It was just something they said kind of triggered something going on the inside of you. If you want to see me snap, call me lazy or call me a wimp. And I swear I will like snap like that. Growing up, I was the youngest sibling. I was really scrawny, I still played sports and stuff, but I was just always like a pretty skinny guy. And honestly, as a kid, I kind of, if it wasn't sports, I was pretty lazy. I like never cleaned my room. I like never did laundry. I never did anything. My older brother was always telling me how lazy I was and what a pussy I was. So guess what? Guess what I did? I worked my butt off to build a 6-figure business, and I do Body Beast like crazy to prove that I'm not a pussy. But those are 2 triggers. If you call me one of those 2 things, you're going to get a not so nice Josh. And to be honest, it'll probably be 30 minutes later before I even realize what I did. Anybody else ever done that before? Come on, please tell me I'm not the only person that gets rude sometimes, okay? Be honest with me here, okay? Why is that? Because my subconscious mind has stored up specific beliefs about myself. And when someone calls out to those things, it hits it so hard. Deep down inside, there's still a part of me that thinks that I might be lazy. There's still a part of me that thinks maybe I am just a skinny little pussy. right? Because it was stored there. And consciously, I'm constantly trying to prove to myself that I'm not those things. But just like any other human being, it's a work in progress. Because I have years of being told that I was lazy, that I was scrawny, that I was a little pussy. All these were told to me over and over and over. And here's how this works, okay? I want to explain to you how your belief system is built, because this will help you to understand how it's changed, okay? See this line right here? This is what you could call your terror barrier. You could call it your upper limit. You can call it your lid. That's an easy way to just say it, is honestly like your lid, okay? What happens is your five senses are constantly collecting data all the time. Just it's bouncing in and out, just like you're browsing the web, basically, okay? But if it comes in often enough, it eventually makes its way into its subconscious mind. Now, it's got to happen a lot for this to happen, because we were created with a little common sense. If you changed your entire belief system every single time you heard a new concept or a new idea, we would all be schizophrenic, right? One day we would love the police, the next day we would hate the police, one day we would be Republican, the next day we would be Democrat, based on just one thing we heard. Vicki says no, she doesn't want that. But that's how it would work if we didn't have this safe system built. See, we have a safe system that only allows us to believe the things that come in over and over and over. And every time it goes in, it makes a little divot in this wall. It's just a thin line here, but if we were to be honest, it's more like a big, huge, thick brick wall. And every time something goes in, it makes a little divot in that wall. And if it goes in enough, eventually it breaks through into your belief system, where it is now an adopted belief that is in a safe place. Now, here's the thing. The two main ways things break through this wall are, number one, write this down. Number one, repetition. Remember, I was told by my older brother over and over and over and over. Now, the first 5 or 10 times I probably didn't get, whatever, just bounced in and out, right? But if it was told to me over and over and over and over, eventually I took it on as a belief. And then I started living out of that belief. Then, even as a scrawny little dude, I was trying to work out my arms and wear as tight of shirts as I possibly could, because that made my arms look a little bit bigger. Little man syndrome. You ever heard of that? Yeah, it's a real thing. But here's the other way it works. So number one is repetition. Number two is emotional experiences. Emotional experiences actually have the ability, with just one experience, to blast all the way through that brick wall and become a complete new belief. Which then again, your beliefs drive your behavior. I'm going to put this down for a second so I can actually concentrate and drink more green tea.
Can I add something onto this real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I totally know that you're gonna cover this, but this is why I feel like positive self-talk and words of affirmation are so freaking important, because like what Josh was just saying, like the more repetition that your thought process is, the more you believe in yourself. So if you're telling yourself over and over and over again that you're not worthy, or you're not good enough, or you don't deserve happiness, or you don't deserve success, or no one wants to follow you, or no one wants to sign up with you, or whatever, the more you tell yourself that, the more you're going to believe it. But same goes for the opposite. The more you tell yourself that you're beautiful just the way you are, you don't have to be like so-and-so, you're perfect the way you are enough, you deserve happiness, you are successful, everyone wants to hang out with you, everyone wants to jump on your team call, everyone wants to join your team, then you start believing it, and you actually start carrying yourself like you believe in yourself, and people could feel that energy, whether they see you in person or on social media. Okay, go ahead.
Cool. No, I'm just going to let Vicki take over. She's good. She's solid.
I've been on this like self-love rampage for a while. So.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, this is a really powerful thing, because Vicki is literally proof of how this works. So let's take a few examples of of how this has kind of ruined some of us, but how we can fix it, okay? And I'm going to use relationships because, one, I know that you've heard Vicki's story, and if you've been attracted to her, there's a very good chance that you've had a similar story. And I'm going to try not to make everybody cry, but let's just face it. If Josh speaks on a team call, we cry. That's just what we do, right?
Hey, they're my coaches. They always cry at you.
So I want you to think about this. 2 different ways. One is repetition, okay? So if you have a spouse or just say a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, that tells you over and over and over. Now, here's the thing. They don't have to actually say those words. Sometimes they tell us with the actions they do, right? And we've been told by their actions over and over and over that we're not good enough, that we're not beautiful enough, that we don't deserve great things, right? Again, it takes time, but if this repetition happens over and over and over, we can begin to believe that. Another thing is an emotional experience. I'm not trying to like hurt anybody or anything like that tonight, okay? But let's just pretend situation that could be very emotional. Let's say you find out a spouse cheats on you or something like that. Now, here's the thing. Even if you had been married, let's say for 30 years, and had always been 100% happy, had never believed anything bad about yourself, had amazing confidence, that one experience could be so emotional that in that very moment, you decide you're not good enough. Even though there was no repetition whatsoever, right? But here's what's tough, is when you're in an abusive relationship, you actually have repetition and emotions combined because you have a repetition of emotional experiences. And sometimes that can get in so deep, probably deeper than anything else that could happen in life is to have an abusive relationship because you're literally combining the 2 things that penetrate through that wall. And here's the thing. When something breaks through that wall, what you need to know is it is now protected by a wall. Anything that becomes your belief system, the second it comes in, it's not like that brick wall is just gone forever. That brick wall was just protecting that one belief. But now that there's a new belief in there, that new belief is now protected by a brick wall. And the only way you can change that belief system is to do the same thing. Repetition and emotional experiences. So let's talk about a few of these things, okay? If you want to change your belief system, if you want to, and Vicki is such an incredible example. So freaking proud of everything she's been through. She opened up about it live. I was actually listening in. I was driving to Oklahoma City with my family, and I put my headphones in so I could listen to her. Her story is so amazing. She's such a living example of the fact that you can do this. You can. Yes, it's hard, okay? If anyone tells you it's easy, they're a liar, right? But if it were easy, would it really be worth it? I mean, if it were easy, if life were easy, everyone would be millionaires, right? Everyone would have 6-pack abs. Everyone would be whatever. It's not. It's a challenge because everyone has that stupid brick wall. But here's the cool thing, guys. I'm getting a little ahead of myself again. I'll come back to this, I promise. Once you get those positive beliefs in there and that brick wall is now protecting those, it's insane what you can accomplish. The first year and a half of my business, that brick wall was, man, saying, dude, you suck. There's no way in the world you can do this. You have no business background. Your whole family's preachers. That's probably what you're supposed to do. Why are you trying to start a business? What are you like? Are you selfish that you just want to make money? All these different voices were so freaking loud for an entire year and a half. But once I finally broke through that brick wall, I can't even explain to you the freedom that I have in my life. to be able to launch new programs and not worry about it anymore, to be able to just, don't get me wrong, there's still fears that talk to me. But I've punched them in the face so many times, they don't talk to me very loud anymore. And when they do, I just do something even bigger than what I was thinking about doing. But so here's the thing. If you want to change this belief system, let's go through a few specific tips that I have, okay? Number one, repetition. So let's go through a few ways to do repetition. Vicki already mentioned one. Positive affirmations are absolutely vital. You believe what you hear on a regular basis, and I'm pretty sure not very many other people in your life are constantly telling you what you need to believe. And here's the thing, guys, is so many people think they're fake if they say things that don't currently exist. And I need you to understand the difference between truth and facts, because I think a lot of people get these confused. A lot of people don't think they're being true to themselves or being real, whatever, because you're saying something that isn't necessarily like true yet. Is it a fact that you don't have a huge business yet? Maybe, but does that make it a truth? A truth is something that never changes. Okay? A truth is a solid thing that is like universal. It's always true. It's always there. It never changes. Now, can your business change? Can it go from big to small, small to big? Then we're not dealing with true or false. We're dealing with facts. I need you to tap into the truths that you want to have in your life and ignore the facts. Facts come and go, guys. Does that make sense? It may be a fact that you're currently overweight, but is that a truth? No. That's something that can be changed in 3 days. If you get the 3-day refresh, my goodness, right? You need to think about, what are the things I want to be true? If you're an honest person, that doesn't just change tomorrow, right? If you're a fun person, if you are a person who cares about people, these are truths. Don't let the facts of life talk you out of the truths that you possess. Does that make sense? Say you have the power to change what you believe with what you say. Why would you not? Why would you not do it? It's literally a tool you've been given. And it's one of the most powerful tools you have. Someone said a long time ago, I've never forgot it, that you are the prophet of your own life. A prophet is someone who speaks out the future. Every person is their own prophet. Too many times I think we suffer in life because we're looking for someone else to be our prophet. We're depending on Vicki to encourage us once a week. Once a week is not enough. Because I promise you, 7 days a week, you're getting some negativity from some of the things in your life. Am I right? 7 days a week, the voice of fear is in the back of your head. The voice of doubt, the voice of guilt. You need something more than Vicki's once a week team call, although you should be on every team call. Okay?
That's right. That's right.
So number one is what you say about yourself. Number two is your personal development. It's one of the vital behaviors. Remember, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Guys, I don't know about you, but I didn't have anyone in my life that could bring up my average. So I just had to read a bunch of books. I just had to surround myself with people like John Maxwell. Not in person, I wish. That would have been really cool. Just by reading book after book after book after book. I did not have any successful people in my life at all. I had access to no one other than my mentor, Randy, who I had like a bi-weekly call with, but that's really the only access I had to him. Personal development was the way I surrounded myself with 5 people that I wanted to be like. Not only that, but it's like this reset button. Personal development is literally like the workout for your mind. How many of you, like when you go 2 or 3 days without working out, you just like feel like crap? I actually felt like crap today because My baby slept in, which usually is something you'd be excited about, right? But because she slept in, she's kind of been my alarm clock lately. I got a late start on my day, which means I only had a 20-minute window to fit in my workout before my calls started. 20 minutes is not long enough to get in my full workout. So I kind of just had to like hit play and just go at it for 20 minutes. And then I was just like frustrated the rest of the day knowing that I didn't get in my full workout. When we get off tonight, another reason I'm drinking some green teas, I'm going to go do the other 10 minutes. I need that feeling of completion, right? Personal development is that for your mind. It fuels, there's just something about it. It fuels you. It empowers you. It just does something magical. It really does. It reminds you can do this. It resets that mind to do what you know. You got two voices in your life. I love the way Carl Deichler said this. You got your mind and your heart. Again, that's really conscious and subconscious. And you have to find a way to listen to your heart and not your mind, because your mind is always saying quit and your heart is always saying keep going. Personal development is one of the most powerful ways to make sure you don't listen to that stupid voice that's telling you to quit, that's telling you you're not good enough. Okay? Those are the two ways we do repetition. Okay? The two main ways. Then we have emotional experiences. Okay? Emotional experiences. Let me give you some examples of these. Team calls are a great emotional experience. You come together as a whole team. Someone hopefully inspires you, says some things that make some things click for you. And it's not necessarily about learning something new, although that happens. It's really more about the energy and excitement you take away. Now, I hope you learn some new things. But honestly, growth is like this ongoing process. And you never know what little piece of the puzzle you're going to get from week to week. You never know which team call is going to give you that one thing you needed to finally go all the way in, or to finally do the thing that you've been avoiding, or finally click something that wasn't making sense in your business. You never know when that's going to happen. I can point out 3 or 4 significant moments in my life where there was a little click that happened that changed my business, just completely revolutionized my business. But it took many, 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 many books and meetings with people and John Maxwell team calls. We don't call them that, but calls. It took many, 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 many of those moments to get those few clicks. And all of the other moments kept me going long enough to get those clicks. Does that make sense? Other emotional experiences? How about something called Summit? Yep. Find a way to get there. I know for some of you it's too late this year.
No, it's actually not too late. You can purchase tickets at the door.
At the door. It's never too late. Get your butts there. You'll see me working out with Sagi on stage next Saturday. Wow, that's coming quick. I need to do more push-ups. Sagi right there, the bobblehead. maybe I'll get one of those. I've always thought
a Josh bobblehead.
A Josh bobblehead. That would be kind of cool too. I've always thought I should get Success Club prizes too, since I mentor so many people. But whatever, it's cool. Super Saturday. My gosh. If you miss Super Saturday, you better either be getting married or dying.
Or having a baby.
Because it's like never, I don't care where you live, there's got to be one within 2 or 3 hours of you. How many of you have drove 2 or 3 hours for a concert?
Oh.
Or more. Super Saturday, you get to hear from some of the top coaches in your area, and the community and the energy and the emotions. It's one more chance to break through that brick wall. But let me tell you, remember how I told you in the marriage that there's the one thing that is actually the most powerful force that there is, which was when we combined the emotional with the repetition. Remember how that has the ability to break you like nothing else in the world. Here's the thing. Positively, there's a way for this to happen too. When you mix repetition with emotional experience, you always have the most incredible force of nature. How do we do that? How do we combine repetition with emotional experiences? Let me give you one way. There's this really, really, really awesome thing that I've created called the Art of Recruiting, called Building Your Legacy Mentorship, where I literally give you something like this on a regular basis and put you in a community full of like-minded people pushing for the same goal. We're literally mixing emotional experiences with repetition. One of the main ways you can blast through your brick wall is to get an environment like that. I'm telling you guys, magical things happen when you mix emotion and repetition. So why in the world have you not signed up if you haven't? Why haven't you already signed up? That's what I want to know. Building Your Legacy Mentorship is $30 a month. That's $1 a day. I did this on purpose because I have so many people going through my training groups, and then when they get done with the training group, they're like, that was awesome, that was great, but maybe in that 4-week training group, you only broke through like half of the brick wall. And you still need some accountability, and you still need some excitement. You still need somebody to help you punch the rest of the way through. That's why I created Building Your Legacy Mentorship, because I have literally a waiting list for one-on-ones now of over 75 people. So many people are saying, Josh, I need more than the 4 weeks. And for the longest time, I had to say, I'm sorry. I like Vicki too much to tell her I have to drop her. So like, you're just stuck on the waiting list until she decides to drop me. And so for the longest time, I had no way to help you beyond my 4-week training groups. And then I realized, what the freak? You can open a group that is just nonstop. It never ends. And we'll give them a once-a-month teaching call like this, something that everyone needs, something that will give you that boost of momentum, but also give you some very actionable steps to move forward. And then we'll give you some type of weekly accountability. And on top of that, we'll make it affordable for anyone on the planet that wants more access. Because all my other groups are making plenty of money right now. I don't need to make money off this group, but you got to have skin in the game or you won't take it seriously. For $1 a day, you can get emotional experiences mixed with repetition on a regular basis. Now, if that's not worth $1 a day, then I don't know what the heck is. Because I know most of you spend more than that a day on coffee. Maybe you wouldn't admit it on a Beachbody call. I don't know. I would. I spend a lot of money every day on coffee. I drive 25 minutes to get my favorite coffee to spend a lot of money on coffee, because that's part of my life by design, is go get coffee whenever you want. Anyways, my point is, if you go to joshuacoates.com, you can sign up for that. If you don't, guys, take advantage of the team page. Do that regardless, but I'm just saying, I know some of you don't want to sign up, and that's okay. I don't want you to feel like if you don't sign up, you're like, life is done for. Although your life is really awesome if you do sign up. Take advantage of the team page. Take advantage of the resources that are right in front of you. Find a way to break through this wall. That's the main thing I want you to take away tonight, okay? The main thing I want you to take away is that if you're one of those people that goes all in for 3 or 4 weeks and then life falls apart, there's not something wrong with you. It's not your fate. It's not the universe. It's not God. It's not anything in the world other than you running into that stupid barrier, which, by the way, you put there for the most part. I mean, at the end of the day, like, we can't really be mad at life because whatever's there, for the most part, I know there are some exceptions. For the most part, we either put it there or allowed it to be there. Again, I know there are some exceptions, okay? But I need you to understand If you could see what was on the other side of that brick wall, you would go for as long as it took. And you would say, I am just going to show up every single day until I get through. And if that takes 1 year, if that takes 2 years, if that takes 3 years, if that takes 4 years, if that takes 5 years, I don't care. Because I have an entire rest of my life to enjoy the benefits of what I will get on the other side. And that's what I told myself, guys. That first year in my business, I wanted to quit almost every day. For those of you that haven't heard my story, I signed 2 clients in an entire freaking year. That's like hitting SC4 for the whole year. That's really, really bad. Every single day, I was dealing with these stupid voices. But one of the things that I used against myself, I have some life coaching skills that I use on myself. I would say this, Josh, even if it takes 5 years of working hard and sacrificing, even if it takes 5 years to replace your full-time income, you're still going to be like 34 and will have the rest of your life to enjoy doing what you love for a living. Even if you end up not making any extra money whatsoever, that alone would be worth it, right? To wake up every day and do the thing I love instead of the thing that I hate. Would you guys agree? I said, even if it takes 5 years, even if you are absolutely worthless and no one will talk to you for the first 4 years, if you can just find a way to get it together and make it happen in 5 years, you can live the rest of your life doing the thing you love, even if finances don't take off. You know what happened? My second year in business, things finally started to click. 9 months in on my second year in business, I was able to quit my full-time job and almost triple my income the very first month. Since then, I've quadrupled that income. Why? Because once you break through that wall, I'm telling you, every new challenge that comes, you remember, dude, I've faced that challenge before. If I broke through that, I could break through this. If I conquered that, I can conquer this. And you use that confidence and you use that fuel and you use that energy to just tackle one thing after another, after another, after another, and after another. And if you continue applying the same kind of pressure, you become unstoppable. You become unstoppable. How many of you want to live a life where you feel unstoppable? It's not just a tag name on your team anymore. You literally become an unstoppable misfit. The only thing standing between you and that is your brick wall. So my question for you is, will you do what it takes?
I have something to add on.
It's all yours, Vicki.
Shocking. Okay, so these are amazing points, and I love the fact that Josh shared these. Repetition and emotional experience is huge when it comes to changing your life drastically. I feel like I can say this because I've talked to a handful of you about this, actually, and Josh knows this too. We have this comparing game, right? Or we have this thing in the back of our head that's not even helping us get to the transformation of changing from a negative mindset to a positive mindset, because we think, like, yes, thank you so much for the love by saying, you know, Vicki's been through all this. You know, I've lost 130 pounds. I went through a nasty divorce. I went through a lot of self-love issues. I went through relationships where I didn't feel so great. Like, I went through all this, and I hear so many of you say, well, I didn't lose 130 pounds, so I don't have anything to share. Or I didn't go through this dramatic emotional transformation, so I have nothing to share. Why would anyone want to sign up with me? I only lost 30 pounds. Or I love my job that I'm working at. Or, I have no really struggles to share with anybody, so I don't really have a story. And you know what? I'm going to say it right then and there. It's bullshit, guys. Everyone has a story. Everyone has something huge that you can share, and it's all about being vulnerable. And I tell you what, I'm sorry. Being vulnerable is the hardest thing about this business, but it's the most rewarding. I promise you guys, when you share your heart with people, yes, it's scary to put yourself out there because you never know what you're going to get back, but you're changing people's lives by sharing your life, no matter how scary it is. Just putting your story out there, no matter how good or how bad it is, you're inspiring someone to get up in the morning to go work out. You're inspiring someone to go pick up a personal development and start bettering themselves. You're inspiring other women to be strong and stand up and have courage for themselves. And you have to realize no matter where you are at right now, you're perfect. Your business, your successes, your weight loss, everything about you right now is perfect and good enough to start sharing. There's no need to look around you and like, oh, well, I don't have what they have, or I didn't lose what they had, or whatever. It's not about that. Every single one of you has a different audience to connect with that I cannot connect with. Yep. And you have to remember that. You have to realize that. And I have one more point to touch on, and I promise I'm not going to cry on this one. I mean, I don't promise anything.
Lies.
Hey, judger. Okay, so one thing that and Josh and I have talked about this too, is the way I feel about my business is I'm like in survival mode, right? Josh, we've talked about this before, right? And I think that's why it's helped me from not giving up on those hard times, because I own my own home. I'm a single mom. I don't have anyone else or any other job or income that I can rely on. Right? So, I struggle with Hashimoto's and hypothyroidism, and sometimes it's really hard to get out of bed. Sometimes depression hits you and you just fall flat on your face. Sometimes I feel so fatigued and so drained, I don't want to work out and I don't want to do anything. But because I have this survival mechanism or this mindset, like I have to do this, I go out and I get my work done. And I don't think of it as like I need the income. I think of it as my day is just going to get shittier and shittier unless I go out and change someone's life. That's how I look at it. It's not about the income. It's not about the bonuses. It's not about the rank. It's not about the ego boost. Let's be real here. It's about changing lives. And that's why I feel like if someone didn't reach out and help me change my life, where the hell would I be? I don't even want to think about that. So I want you guys to put yourself in those shoes.
Yeah. Can I, I'm going to add something to what she was just talking about, because this is one of the hardest things about business is the stupid comparison game. I don't have the awesome hair that she has. I don't have the great pictures. Come on. Vicki is like a professional picture taker and poser. Like,
hey, it's called Insta Beauty. That app is the shit.
She's incredible. But here's the thing. I spoke for Coach Tulin, which I don't know if you guys know who Coach Tulin is, but she's big time, hits like SC 100 like every single month. She's specifically plus-sized coach. That's her market. And she calls her that. She is a plus-sized coach helping plus-sized women. And that's literally how she markets her. Sorry, kids are going crazy out there. Probably fighting over the Xbox. She literally markets herself that way. And what's crazy about this is so many people in the Beachbody community say things like, I'm not pretty enough. I still have weight to lose. I still have this on my journey that I need to do, or that on my, and Coach Tulin has just go look her up on YouTube. Her last name is Tulin. Sorry, that's her first name. It's Tulin Emery. Tulin. Look her up on YouTube. She has the most incredible YouTube channel you've ever seen. She used to be a plus-size model, which is kind of cool. Here's the thing. She has 1,000,000% embraced who she is and doesn't give a crap if you like that or not. She is the plus-size Beachbody coach that still has a lot of weight to lose, and I don't mean that like in a mean way. I promise I don't mean that. She still has her own journey that she's on, and she just doesn't give a crap if she's the perfect coach or fits in the perfect niche or fits the stereotype of what a Beachbody coach. She doesn't, and she just owns who she is And she probably hits higher Success Club numbers than 99.8% of the company because she's learned to embrace her. And here's the beauty of embracing who you are. And actually, when I spoke on her team call, I kind of used myself as an example because even with her, her entire team says, yeah, but I'm not Coach Tulin, and I don't have this, and I don't have that. And I don't, like, come on, guys, really? This is something I shared with them. When I signed up for the John Maxwell team, my entire first year that sucked, I was trying to be a duplicate of John Maxwell. I left my original YouTube video, my first one that I recorded, on my channel so you could see how I literally left it there on purpose. I almost deleted it because it's so embarrassing. I deleted all the other ones and left that very first one there because I wanted people to see where I came from. I wanted to remember where I came from. My first year was shirts and ties for everything I did, was trying to meet with business people. I have no business experience. I don't like to play golf, okay? I don't know what the heck you're talking about, country clubs. I've never even been in the country, more or less. I don't know, country club, like sweaters. What is this stuff? And I was trying so hard to just copy what I thought had been set in front of me, not realizing, dude, that's just John Maxwell's identity. I mean, the guy's like 69. Of course, his life is going to look a little bit different than mine, right? Yes, a huge part of the John Maxwell team looks like that and talks like that, but that's not me at all. My second year, I just embraced who I was. Yes, there were a lot of other ingredients, but one of the main ingredients, I learned this from Brittany Powers, one of my very first clients. You watch Brittany Powers videos, you will see kids running around in the background. You will see messes. Nothing is put together. Nothing is neat because that's who she is. She just embraces that. You have to realize guys, I am now on the Presidential Advisory Council for the John Maxwell team. 2 years ago, I was the guy who couldn't even pay his monthly certification fees. I really thought I was going to get kicked off the John Maxwell team because I couldn't pay my certification fees. But I embraced who I was. I embraced how different I am. And now I have tons of people on the John Maxwell team that are like, dude, what do you do? Like, I have over 400 people in my training groups this month. Most of the people on the John Maxwell team was like, what? They have all these corporate contracts, which are cool because it's a lot of money involved, but they have to show up for them. My training groups, I don't have to show up for those. I'm sitting here at home hanging out with my family because I embraced who I was. And you see who I am today, and you may think I have something going for me, but I dare you to go watch that first YouTube video and tell me that guy had something going for him, because he didn't. But I embraced me. And by doing so, here's the beauty of embracing you, is that no one else is working your niche. When you're trying to be Vicki, or trying to be Andrea, or trying to be whoever the heck you look up to in the company. Did I just say help?
Yep.
Help? I think I got confused there. Whoever the heck you're trying to be like, you have actually created competition for yourself. You're competing against the people that they're trying. But when you embrace who you are, you eliminate all competition. No one else on the John Maxwell team is working with Beachbody coaches. I literally created my own niche by being me. Why do I work with Beachbody coaches? Because most of them are my age-ish. Most of them don't give a crap-ish. Notice I'm wearing a t-shirt, not a suit and tie, right? We're not meeting, at Starbucks. We're virtual. I found the people who get me, right? Totally unorthodox speaking style. I'm sure no one after tonight was like, wow, that guy's really professional. I don't think I give that vibe at all, right?
That's what they always say about my guest speakers.
But that's what created my niche, was just being me. And you need to understand that if you'll just be you, there is a whole slew of people, like Vicki was saying, they don't get her. They may like her, right? They may appreciate and respect her, but they get you.
That's what's so great about this business is you could be exactly who you are and still be successful. There's not a lot of companies like that. I'll tell you that. Tell you that.
So anyways, that was my last point. Be you. Okay? Don't worry if you're not Vicki. It's okay. None of us are. None of us are as cool as Vicki. It's okay. You just be as cool as you.
Yeah.
Because you are the coolest person you will ever know. Even if you don't believe it yet. Even if you don't believe it yet. What's that say?
Well, every one of my coaches should have this note that says, I believe in myself by their computer.
Beautiful. I love that. I love that. Thanks for having me tonight, Vicki. I appreciate it.
Do you have time for any questions?
Yeah, I got a little bit of time. I got like 15 minutes, and then I need to go feed my baby and get my late night workout in.
Okay, so if anyone has any questions, go ahead and unmute yourself, but I'm going to go through the chat real quick and see. Can you repeat your sentence about everything you want to have comes from, everything, I wrote it down. If you want something, you have to do something. Is that what you're talking about, Corinne? Okay.
Yeah, everything you want to have in life comes by doing something, by what you do. But everything you do in life comes down to what you believe. I don't even think I ever finished the actual statement.
You're a peacock.
So in other words, the things that you believe in life eventually result in what you have. Now, not overnight, okay? It always takes time for what's on the inside to change the outside. But that's the cool thing, guys, is if you set goals to grow on the inside instead of the outside always changes the outside. If your only goals are for the outside, there's no guarantee that the inside changes. And that's why you see a lot of rich, wealthy people who suck as people because they didn't change the inside. They just manipulated the outside to get what they wanted. You can manipulate the outside. There are ways. But true success, I personally define true success as when you grow on the inside enough that it eventually catches up with you on the outside. That's true success. And that kind of success never goes away because no one can take away who you are on the inside. Someone could show up right now and rob me, take my car, steal everything in my house. I could recreate it because of who I am on the inside. I could recreate it any day. So there's the sentence. I know you asked for the sentence and I gave you the story, but that's okay.
What is your current favorite recommendations for personal development?
See, this is tricky because I personally believe that everyone needs to read a book based on what they need right now, not based on what Josh's favorite book is. So this is a trick question. So I'm going to answer this question with a question. What is the thing you currently need the most? Like, what's the thing you're going through? And I want to recommend that you reach out to Vicki based on that specific need and find a book that's right for that. Because the book that I need right now is not the book you need right now. And that's the biggest mistake we make as leaders, is assuming that people need. Now, the people that I'm mentoring one-on-one, I suggest books to them all the time, but that's because I know where they're at in their business and I know what they're going to need. But for me to assume everyone needs that is just stupid. So that's all I'm gonna answer that with. Okay.
That's your life coaching right there. Well, let me ask you this question. Do you present something new every day in your training group? Is that how it works?
Every day? Gosh, no, I'm not that smart. Jeez. No. If you're talking about the building your legacy mentorship, in that group, it's a once a month teaching call where I do teach on a new topic. And then I have weekly activities to make sure you're actually being intentional about that, which just reminded me I need to post a weekly activity for this week. Thank you. I need to set up some alarms for that. So basically, my first call for my mentorship was on setting your priorities for your business. It's a combination of teaching with coaching at the end. So I talked about how important it is to know your priorities, because if you're just waking up every day and just doing without thinking, chances are you're doing the wrong thing. Chances are you're not even doing the thing that's going to move your business forward. And I kind of explained the different phases of business that we go through and some of the common things that are needed in those specific phases. Too many people are emeralds trying to do the stuff that 5-stars are doing. You're in 2 different seasons. You have 2 different things that need to be happening in your business. So, and then at the end, I do some coaching, which is asking you questions to help you think about what you really need. Okay. Next month, I'm actually going to talk about purpose, because I think purpose is like, you have to have purpose. If you don't have purpose, I don't care how good you are at anything, your business is going to fail. That's for the Building Your Legacy mentorship. But I also have other groups that are very, very specifically focused for like 4 weeks. One is called The Art of Recruiting, where for 4 weeks, it's a weekly video with daily check-ins. For 4 weeks, we're just going to try to hit that stupid brick wall as hard as we possibly can to break you through with the beliefs that you need to have and the actions that you need to have to recruit coaches consistently. That group literally sells out every single month, which is why I had to start the other group so that people would have somewhere to go when they're done with that. Hope that answered questions.
Awesome. Thank you. Does anyone else have any questions for Josh?
Hi, Nikki.
Yeah, I do. Will you talk to my husband and convince him to do the course so I can take the course?
Convince your husband to take the course so you can take the course?
Convince him for me to take the course because he's kind of a butthead.
Let me talk to him, Lori.
You can do it.
Let me at him.
Sorry, I interrupted somebody. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So do you guys want my magic formula for convincing spouses?
Just do it.
Just do it anyways. I mean, that is a very good philosophy. I like that. But
Permission.
Let me teach you guys how to actually set your spouse up properly for something. Now, don't do this with just like a new pair of shoes, but something that's really important to you that you really want in life. Okay. First of all, dudes, you can't bring it up just out of nowhere while you're like driving to get food. Okay. He's thinking about food. You can't bring it up in just like no offense, women, but women like to bring things up when dudes are like in a totally different mailbox. Okay. My wife was trying to talk to me tonight about our trip to Disney World on the way to get coffee. I'm like, I just want coffee. Like, what can I get can we set it? Like, can we talk about this? Like, you don't, with dudes, even though I'm wired more like a chick, this is something that I am like a dude. We only deal with one compartment at a time. Okay? We don't deal with 10 different things at a time. So if you catch us in the wrong compartment, you're not going to get a pleasant answer because you just interrupted our entire thought process. Okay? And we're not trying to be mean. We're not trying to be rude. It's just how our minds work. We can only think about one thing at a time. What's that?
I know your next training group.
What's that? How do you talk to your spouse?
How to get guys. I don't know.
How to get guys. No, I actually learned this from like a seminar at this family seminar thing. It was super rad. So here's the thing. First of all, you have to tell them, hey, I need to talk to you about something really serious going on with my business. You got to like set it up and let them know. We like set aside some actual like a talk, right? Not just like in the middle of dinner, I want to spend $200 on Josh's Art of Recruiting group, okay? Not that kind of. Set them down, have a specific talk. Here's the magic formula. The very first question you have to ask, remember, this is all sales. If you want to make a sale, you have to hit the pain point in the first sentence, okay? Do you love me? I'm not kidding right now. I'm not kidding. What you just did was just set him up to know this is some serious crap we're about. Like, I'm serious. Like, you ask a dude that and you've got his attention, right? Here's the next question. Do you want me to be happy and feel fulfilled? If your husband loves you, you've got him at this point. If he doesn't love you, you're about to find out, okay? Once he's going to say yes, of course. He cares about you. He loves you. He wants you to be happy. He wants you to be fulfilled, okay? Here's the thing. I know you don't 100% get this, okay? But my Beachbody business This is the one thing I get to do for me. This is literally the thing that makes me feel alive, and it makes me feel fulfilled. And I know it's frustrating sometimes when I'm playing on my phone and, you want to watch a movie. I know it's frustrating sometimes when there's maybe some things that I don't get around to because maybe I'm doing my business instead. But this is literally the thing that makes me feel alive. I love you. I love our kids, okay? I'm not trying to take anything away from that. But the same way your career or your hobby makes you feel alive is the same way this makes me feel alive. So I'm asking for your permission to do this thing, whether that be a training group, whether that be like an event for whatever that is. Not because I expect you to get it, but because I know that you love me and I know that you want what's best for me. And this is the thing that makes me feel alive. And if I do this, I promise I'll always be a better spouse. I'll always be a better parent because I feel alive from doing this, which makes me more excited about all this other stuff. Now, show me the husband that's not letting you spend the money. But do you understand how you have to set it up to let him know this is some serious stuff. Most of you have never taken the time to tell your husband that in an actual organized way, not in the middle of a heated debate, okay? In an organized way to pour your heart out to him and let him know this is the thing that makes me happy. It's what I need. Because if your husband understood that, they'd be on board even if they don't really agree with it or understand it. Most of you have brought it up in a heated discussion over the middle of dinner in some completely, you caught him completely off guard and he just literally started reacting and got defensive about it. Because dudes are protective of their money and you know what I'm saying? You got to set it up a lot better than that, okay? Don't have some heated debate with him and tell him how stupid he is because he doesn't believe in you and he doesn't trust you, blah, blah. It can't be like that, okay? You got to set it up like a good life coach, okay?
Angie had a question.
What up, Angie?
Well, you were talking about how we lose our motivation or excitement, and I went to Seattle Super Saturday back in April, and it totally pumped me up, and I was good for like 2 months.
Yeah.
And, signing up coaches, selling challenge packs, inviting people to challenge groups. And then after getting told no so many times or getting blocked on Facebook or, people just ignoring me, that's when I started going like, okay, well, I'm just going to drink my Shakeology and do my workouts. And I stopped inviting. I stopped connecting. And I don't know what to do to overcome that. Just do it.
So let me ask you this. What's the difference you want to make in the world?
To end obesity.
Why?
Because
you just want everybody to be skinny and comfortable in a bikini? Like, go deep with me here.
No, because I know how Beachbody has changed the way I feel inside and out.
Okay.
And how exercise makes you happier.
Okay.
I know how Shakeology makes you feel better, more energized, and hair, skin, whatever.
Specifically, tell me the exact changes that Beachbody's made in your life.
In front of everybody?
Mm-hmm.
This is a judgment-free zone here, babe.
Oh, boy. You're putting me on the spot. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling nervous now.
It's okay. Don't be nervous. Trust me. Trust me when I say I've had 1,000 of these conversations. Nothing that you can say is going to make me think any less of you or anything like that. Okay?
Oh, it's still recording. Good point, Corinne.
Well, this is going to help somebody.
Is that the only people that are going to see is on our team?
Okay.
It's only going to help other people, Angie, because I promise you, whatever you're about to say, 30 million other people are going through it too and just don't have the balls to say it or whatever. Balls, whatever. Guts. Well, so that's better probably, right?
Well, it's helped me. I was in a unhappy relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was completely unhealthy, fighting constantly. I had to refocus my mind on something else, and my sister got me signed up as a Beachbody coach, and I got max 30. And so that there just totally focused my mind on not being sad, not being depressed, but working on me and being happy again.
Okay.
And it just, I don't know, it kind of went from there, helping people and having them tell me that I inspire them by posting my workouts. And
yeah.
I don't know, what was the question again?
What specific changes have you seen? Who were you before Beachbody? And I mean, what were you going through?
I was depressed. I was a stay-at-home mom. I felt like I wasn't a very good mom, getting short with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my time, I have twins who are now 4.
Yeah.
And so my entire time was them. And, you know, I could have worked out during nap time, but I had to take a nap when they did.
Yep.
Signing up as a coach or even starting Beachbody,
Yeah.
like, God, that just, I don't know. It's made me a better person. Like,
yeah.
I don't even know how to explain it. You should ask my boyfriend. He probably know.
I didn't know you before this.
So the changes in your life are so drastic.
Like
that an outside source could tell the difference in your life.
I used to want to drink all the time because that was all I've done. That's the repetition is like I would party since I got out of high school. That was my kind of fun. And I would look forward to weekends of drinking. Right. I would look forward to the weekends I didn't have my kids so I could go to the bar.
Right.
And since something clicked and I'm like, okay, I'm 31 years old, almost 31 years old. This is not the life I want. Like Vicki is my biggest admirer. And I know you said don't compare, but she's been through a ton of crap. And if she can do it, anybody can. Right. It's the willpower to want to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know.
So here's what I hear, Angie. Before Beachbody, you were depressed. You had no purpose. Feeling guilty about the kind of mom you were. And even about the kind of person you were. Maybe even a little on the irresponsible side.
A little bit, yeah.
No judgment. There's no judgment. We've all been there, okay? Since Beachbody, you found your purpose. You found your passion. Feel like you have found fulfillment. Right?
Yep.
But along with that has come some negativity from other people and some rejection.
Right.
So let me ask you this. This is what I want to know, okay? How many other women around the world right now, as we speak, are struggling with the same issues you are struggling with?
A lot, I'm sure.
A lot. And if you could help even just a handful of those women to feel the way you feel right now, would that be worth 20 or 30 people hating your guts and thinking you're an idiot and a shake whatever peddler or whatever?
A shake peddler.
One, yeah. Even just helping one person.
Even just one. I swear to you, Angie, I have not yet met a single person that can walk me through who they used to be compared to who they are now, that's not willing to go through the pain and torture of this business for the sake of one person. Every single person, every single time, I swear, tells me, even if I could just help one other person get what I have, it would be worth it. And the truth is, it's not about just one, although I hope that there is one. It's about how many ones can I help? How many ones can I empower? How many ones can I change? And every one, there's usually a relationship connected to that one. And sometimes there's kids connected to that one. And sometimes there's dreams, which turns into a whole team of ones and a whole another freaking dynasty of ones. You literally have the power to change someone else's world if you are willing to put up with the people who won't allow you to change their world.
Preach it.
You see how powerful that is, Angie?
Yeah.
In your hand, you have the power to change someone's life forever. And every single one of us do. And we let rejection, we let fear, we let no's, we let blocks, we let unfollows talk us out of the thing we were born to do.
Or we even let success block us because we get too comfortable with the way our business is or our nutrition is or our fitness is. And then we take a step back and we coast. And then instead of coasting, you start going downhill.
Yep.
But that's an upper limit too.
Totally. You get some momentum, you get a nice ride of momentum, and you think that that momentum will carry itself for the rest of your life, and it doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. The only true success is lasting success, which means constantly growing on the inside and the outside. But I want you to think about that, Angie. I want you to think long and hard about how many people you have the opportunity to change their lives if you'll just show up every day and be willing to take the no's. And also understand that the no's, and this is powerful, guys, people are not rejecting you. They are rejecting themselves. No one, this is what most people hear and see. Most people, because again, what we believe about ourselves, someone says no and we think, I guess I'm not worthy. I guess I can't do this. I guess I. Really what that person just said is, I'm not worth $150 to change my life forever. They didn't say you're not worth $150. They said, I'm not worth the investment to have my life changed. When you see it that way, I feel like it helps you to understand, almost to like have sympathy for people that say no, instead of like getting pissed and taking it as like offensive. To understand, geez, that person does not even value their own life, their own health, their own marriage, their own kids enough to invest 30 minutes a day and $150. That sucks.
Like, let me ask you guys right the second, putting you all on the spot. Who was a yes the very first time they got asked to either join a challenge group or coaching opportunity? Who was a yes? Raise your hand.
Wait, what do you mean? Ask the question again.
Like, if a coach came up to you and presented the coaching opportunity or a challenge group with you, were you a yes right then and there? Was anybody? Mackenzie? Katie, I got you on the first time? Shit.
Well, my coach was my sister, so I kind of trusted her. So I was like, yes.
All right.
That doesn't count.
So 2 out of 19 people out of here.
2 years.
See? Dana, 2 years from her best friend.
2 years.
I talk shit to my best friend of half my life for 30 days until I seen her day 1 and day 30 photo. I literally talk smack. Like, that Shakeology, that green stuff in that cup looks disgusting. Who's going to be motivated to work out at home? Yeah, I talked all kinds of smack. And then, trust me, I'm eating my words. So.
All right. Well, that makes it a lot, like, I need to start thinking about it that way instead of that they're saying no to me. They're not ready to work on themselves yet.
That's it. And that's what we have to understand, is that not everyone is ready. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean there's something wrong with you, and it doesn't mean there's something wrong with them. It just means that you keep pushing forward and know that when they are ready, you want to be the person they know, like, and trust. I have many, 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 many people. It's funny. I was speaking on a team call one time, and I brought up the fact that I used to like literally copy and paste this message to Beachbody coaches to like offer them a free call. And one of the people that was on the call was like, oh my gosh, you messaged that to me like 3 months ago. I was one of those people. She was like, and I didn't respond because I was like, who the heck is this guy? And now here you are speaking on our team call for my upline coach. And now I would love to work with you and you have a waiting list and I can't. It's just like, sorry, you should have responded the first time because that was a lot cheaper back then too. That's the thing is not everyone's ready because not everyone has seen enough of you. Not everyone has heard enough of you. Not everyone is just open-minded, honestly. But you build those relationships and you keep posting and you keep sharing your story. And I'm telling you, no just means not right now.
And one more thing I want to touch on that. I'm sorry. Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay.
My kids have all blown me off by now. And
oh my gosh. I'll make this fast. Another thing is I see coaches get discouraged is when they connect with someone or they think they connect with someone and they get told no and then find out through the grapevine that they either signed up as a coach or challenger with someone else. Don't take that personal, guys, because you have to remember, I cannot connect with everybody. That person cannot connect with everybody. You cannot connect with everybody. You want the best for everybody, right? In the end, we want the best for everyone. And we all know that there's certain people that we connect with very well. We could work very close together with, right? Not every one of us is going to be able to connect with every single person out there. So if they found someone better to connect with, that is great. Do not take it personal. Does not mean you're not enough. Does not mean you're not worthy. Does not mean you're not amazing, because you are. There's just always someone that has that connection, that the mesh, like you mesh well. Like me, you have to have a certain kind of weirdness to connect with me, which you all kind of do. So thank you very much for having that. But you can't take that personal either.
You can't take anything personal, honestly. And I know that's really freaking hard to do because we're all human beings and things are personal. But you just have to understand, if I show up every single day and I add value to people and I care about people and I help people, along the way, I will run into the right people. Now, I said earlier I don't believe in fate, but I do believe in fate like this, okay? My favorite definition of luck is this: when preparation meets opportunity. So here's what I do believe about fate. I believe that every single one of us has kind of like a course for our lives that's kind of paved out for us. And if we put in the work to improve ourselves and improve the world around us, that eventually puts us in line with the things that we need to have to get where we want to go, if that makes sense. So I believe in a form of fate, okay? I believe that we all have this journey that if we embrace that journey, there are specific resources and pieces that are made available to us along that journey. Just like if you were to go for a hike in the woods, somewhere along the journey, if you're really needing it, you'll find some berries. You'll find, I don't know what you'll find resources. But if you just sit outside the woods on your butt and wonder why you don't have any berries and why you're thirsty, you'll sit there and starve to death. And I think too many people in life are sitting outside of the journey, starving to death, because they think the journey happens on its own. When if we would just embrace the journey, when preparation meets opportunity, every single one of us, in my opinion, has the same opportunities lined up for us, but not everyone prepares, and so they never actually meet the opportunity. Guys, I spent 6 to 8 hours a day listening to podcasts and calls from John Maxwell. Every single person on the John Maxwell team has the exact same resources I do. Some of them have greater abilities and greater talents than I do, but I prepared like no one else. So when the opportunity showed up, when I got the chance to have a call with Brittany Powers, I delivered. She signed on with me. My entire world has been changed since. Take the same exact guy and maybe only spends an hour a day on calls instead of 6 to 8 hours. maybe only reads 2 or 3 books instead of 10 or 15. That same guy shows up for the same opportunity unprepared and blows it, and my world has never changed. To me, Brittany Powers was fate. Now, I had to show up. Vicki was part of my fate. All of you are part of my fate. But had I not prepared and put in the work it took messaging all those people, right, I would have never came across the resources that were on my journey. So I hope that makes sense. I kind of believe in fate, but I believe that you create, in a sense, that fate, if that makes sense. It's kind of a weird, twisted belief. I don't believe that there's no other outside sources involved. I just believe that you have to put in the work for the outside sources to actually work with you, if that makes sense. Trying not to make this religious or anything like that, but you have to put in the work. And then magic shows up somewhere along the way. I don't know where or how. There's not a formula to figure out when that happens, which is why you just have to do it every freaking day, because you never know which day is your magical moment.
That's right. That's right. All right, Josh, thank you so very much. And thank you guys for being troopers and hanging out with us for as long as you did. I know when you get me and Josh together, we can go on
all night.
But thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for those who stuck with the recording and watched the recording. I'm going to end the recording